Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Nama saya Muhammad Amirdanial bin Hamzah, nombor matriks CD210308.
My name is Muhammad QHAIDIR bin ADNAN. My matric number is AD210108. For the introductions, data store software for BitStore. So commonly, this data storage is a really significant problem. Data storage facility are now being required by many diligent businesses to save their information about the product they provide. There are two types of digital information, which is input and event data. The information we learn in computer programming classes greatly aids our comprehension of how a digital data storage system functions. The problem with physical data storing is numerous physical data. As you can see behind me is the rack of the warehouse. You can see there are numerous of the rack. So it's hard to find some specific items. The employees and customer may find it difficult to identify something that have been placed in particular sections due to the store numerous sections, and this issue making it tough for them to maintain track of the item coming into and going out of the store.
Developing data storing system. To do this, we'd like to introduce a few C code programs. We create a C code such as the C code program for the customer to locate their belonging, the C code program for the storekeeper to inspect the store, and the last one, the third code, the C code program for auditing.
As you can see there are three flowcharts that represent of the three coding systems.
I begin my presentation with the code. We have three code. This is the first code, the code number 1 for storekeeper code. This is four picture for the code. And next, okay, this is the second slide for the code number 1. This is the final result when we click when we running the code. We get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 option. And then we enter the selection number and we get this from the two picture. This is the example that we get from our code for the storekeeper C code. Okay, next, code number 2 for staff to check the balance stock in and out in the system. So here we get the four picture for the example of our C code. Okay, next, this is the second, for the second slide, the continue code. We don't have enough space, then this is the second page for the code number 2. And then, okay, in the slide, this is the final. When we running the C code, that we have that I explained before, that I show. This is the page when we click run, and this is the option that we can get from our C code number 2. Next, okay, this is the code number 3 for customer to check quantity, price, and the discount stock in store system. Okay, this is the four picture for the example in our code. The last picture, number 4, this is after we running the code, C code number 3. This is the two option when will be displayed, option number 1 and option number 2. Okay, in this slide, after we run, this is the example for for our C code after running, and this is the example that you can see in the slide. Okay, we continue for the calculation in the C code. Okay, this is the three description for the code number 1, code number 2, and the number 3. These three code is the same function that have to choose the selection to get what the code want to display. And then next, okay, next, this is the what we call discount. Discount that we calculate in the C code that have in the C code. This is the discount. Discount sales stock amount is bigger than 500. Discount rate 3 times 5% of the excess amount. This is the table of the flow chart for our calculations. Okay, thank you for me. Continue for the next slide. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad NAZMI bin NORDIN. My matrix number is CD210297. Conclusion. The conclusion for a computer programming report will depend on the specific content and the goals of the report. Data storage is now a generally important topic. Digital information input and affair data come in two different varieties. Computers provide affair data, but without a stored input, a computer's CPU is unable to decipher anything or generate affair data. However, they establish in advance throughout the computer era that manually entering data all the time will be the time and energy consuming. As for the connected problem solution, we would like to introduce a few C code programs to do so. Additionally, it can assist management in calculating stock levels for each item and in providing discount to a customer for both marketing and financial goals. Perhaps some of the consumers haven't heard about the store's newest system. Next is a limitation. There are several limitations to consider when creating a store coding in the computer programming report, including scalability. The code must be able to handle a large number of customers and products, as well as to handle an increase in traffic. Next is security. The code must be secure to protect customer information and prevent fraud. Next is a performance. The code must be optimized for fast load time and easy navigation for customers. Next is a maintenance. The code must be easy to maintain and update to fix bugs and new features. Next, integration. The code must be integrated with other systems such as inventory management and payment processing. Next is customization. The code must be able to adapt to different business requirements and be easily customizable by the user. Next is accessibility. The code must be accessible to a customer with different abilities and devices. And lastly, testing and debugging. The code must be thoroughly tested for bugs and errors, and debugging tools must be in place to easily fix any issues that arise. Thank you.